What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? We side by side, babe. Like we ain't been side by side for 22 years, huh? But this is the first time we're ever side by side digitally. Good Bad Breakthrough Podcast. I'm Drew.
I'm Dreya.
Who's with you, Dreya?
And we have Asen,
aka Super Baby, in the building. Who the big handsome baby? You the big handsome baby. I said, where my big handsome baby? They're my big handsome baby. For the viewers and for the audience and for our followers, just so you know, Andrea is live coming from Madison, Wisconsin at our home. I am live from Atlanta, Georgia, ATL. You know what I'm saying? Leadership Development Conference for Eric Thomas. Shout out to Eric Thomas. Appreciate everything you do, my brother. Bae, I'm missing you already.
I know.
Missing you guys.
And we miss you too.
You know, I've been with UWM, and you know what that's like. Unconditional love. Our last podcast, I just got done listening to it. I really resonated a lot with the podcast. And I want to start off by saying this is my thought process. When you're connecting with yourself and you're connecting with other people, the variables matter.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like how you love someone, how you connect with them, how you engage with them. You know, the variables matter because you have to connect with them on different levels with different variables. You have to relate in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make it very clear for people who are struggling finding themselves or who are making excuses on why they can't assert themselves or why they can't let some toxic family members go or why they can't let their toxic boyfriend or girlfriend go. I want to be very clear with something that variables matter when you're connecting with yourself or with other people. But as soon as you start using variables as reasons or justifications
or excuses.
Yep. Or you use it as an excuse on why you can't do something. That doesn't matter. The variable does not matter when you're using it as a hindrance, as a crutch, as an excuse, as a justification. The variable matters when you're processing and reflecting and evaluating and you're growing through it. And once you bring that knowledge, once you're aware of that knowledge, then the variable no longer matters. Then it's like, hey, I've identified what I have to work on. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I know I need to move forward with this, and I need to make the decision. It can't be, you know what I'm saying? Bae, I've never learned love before, bae, so I can't love you like you want because I haven't, you know, or because this, you know, I'm in, I just can't, you know, maybe, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, super baby. Man, we process so much. Like, I'm so grateful to have our relationship, babe. You know, and I'll be vulnerable and transparent with the audience. I don't always express my emotion to Andrea. Do you support that statement?
Yes.
Do you feel like I internalize my emotion sometimes in our relationship when it comes to my feelings with you or even myself?
I think that you internalize your emotions with a lot of people, more so with me. Mm-hmm. Sometimes your mom. Mm-hmm. I want to say me and mom.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. The women I love the most, my most traumatic women, right?
Yeah.
I was on the plane to Atlanta for this leadership development conference, and I told you I met a civil engineer, and I was sharing a story with him, and I was telling him about the psychological conversations that we have with each other. And you remember the conversation when you looked at me and said, Andrew, or you said Mitchell? I was like, yes. Like, you did not pour out the orange juice. And remember?
Yeah.
And I was feeding Ace, and this is what I want to talk about, this, the meaningful and relevance of like variables mattering and not mattering. So you told me I didn't pour out the orange juice. It triggered me, remember?
Yeah, because you stopped what you were doing, and you gave me this blank stare.
Mm-hmm. But remember, but I knew this about myself, and I checked myself. I said, babe, you know what? There was a moment that happened last week and I decided to internalize my emotion. I don't like wasting money on food or drink. And before we went to Mexico, I took the orange juice and we wasted the orange juice. And instead of me talking about that again, I decided to internalize that. But because I decided to internalize that, it caused me to have a trigger when you want to hold me accountable. This is what I'm saying. Variables matter and variables don't matter. If I was to deflect in that moment, babe, with you, and not be held accountable to my decision to internalize my feelings, if I was to use that as an excuse and say, hey, I'm not good at expressing my feelings to you, so instead of me being accountable for not expressing them, I'm just gonna snap on you and be like, babe, I was mad at you. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you tripping on me? I got the orange juice for you. You know what I'm saying? It was your orange juice. You should have poured it out. I could have used that and said, hey, I don't know how to externalize my emotions, or I'm not good at it. And I could have used it as a reason or an excuse or a justification to conditionally love you. Does that make sense, babe?
Yes.
But because I know what the variable is, I brought it to my attention. I made a decision to work on that variable. When you held me accountable, I also held myself accountable. Now, in the 22 years that we've dated, would you say those types of conversations that you and I had at the kitchen table, for the first 20 years, how many conversations did we have like that?
I don't think we've ever been at a place where we can have those conversations, because we were still like set in our ways, not really working through the things that we were going through in our relationship, and communication was just really rough for us. That was like the number one thing that we just couldn't figure out being in a relationship. And obviously it's the number one thing that you need to have for a relationship to thrive. So we were just never in a space to do that over the last 20 years or so.
And also think about it. In those 20 years, all those variables that mattered, they mattered a little too much to us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know the variables matter too much to me. What's up, Supa? I'm not going to project onto you, but do you think those variables matter a lot to you?
Back then or now?
Back then, yeah.
Probably.
You know what I'm saying? But now we're aware. I hold myself accountable. You hold yourself accountable. And we ask to hold each other accountable. Super baby. Good, bad, breakthrough. Hello.
I can't focus right now.
How are you coming along with your book, babe?
We are down to the last 7 illustrations, and then we're organizing. We got some organizing of the illustrations to go, and the cover page, and we're wrapping it up. So about a month left.
Can you share with the audience what the title of the book is?
I Can Brown Skin. I don't know if I want to give more details on that. I kind of want to leave it for a surprise for everybody.
Okay. Without giving too much, I Can Brown Skin is a book about empowering our children. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it at that because you're looking at me like.
No, you can go ahead. It's fine.
It's a book about empowering children. It's an incredible book. If you are a young adult or a child who wants to make affirmations, I think I am. What is it called again, babe?
I Can Brown Skin.
If you are somebody looking to make affirmations and manifestations, I Can Brown Skin is a great book. There are a lot of positive affirmations in that book. I'm very excited, babe. I'm super proud of you. I can't wait till this book gets published and people can read it and we can empower other kids. Very exciting.
So am I. It's been a long time coming, it feels like.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Yes.
It's just you and I.
Yeah.
And whoever else follows us and listens. What's something that you feel like you exerted a lot of energy into to get to where you are, to being your organic version of yourself?
I had to better understand myself and get to know me as a whole for everybody else to be able to do that. I think that spending a lot of time on myself, whether it was reading, time alone. I spent a lot of time reading books on personal development and just finding myself. And I think that once I was able to work on me, then I was able to be a better version of myself.
I love it. So you made a decision to make time for yourself, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
To read, to spend time with yourself, to get to know who you were. I know because I'm your bae. You spent time doing different activities, traveling, figuring out what enhances your happiness.
Writing, reading,
writing. I love it. Okay, so let me ask you this. So you start reading, you start making time for yourself, you start making this decision to develop yourself.
Yeah.
Once you started figuring out who you were, what do you think, reflecting back on your journey, what do you think were your next steps? Was it did you start having to cut off toxic relationships? Did you start having to setting boundaries and expectations with people? What did that look like for you?
I think that when you talk about ending toxic relationships, I think that I ended them back then, but I ended them in an unhealthy way. Which wasn't good for me or them, because I feel like I didn't close the loop to some of those relationships. I just kind of left them in midair for interpretation. And now, being who I am if I'm going to end this, I need to say why, what transpired, what brought me to this point. And I also had to be honest with myself in stating, hey, do I want to give this another shot, or do I just want to, say I love you, but this journey has come to an end? And I think that that's the better route to go about it. Being who I am now, I'm okay, let's sit down and have a conversation. And sometimes I even come to you, or I go to Kina about how I'm going to have those conversations and what they should look like. And I also will say that I've spent time putting myself in rooms with different people, people that saw the new and improved me, the ones that accepted me for who I was. There was no hiding myself. There was no judgment. They were just, they just were accepting. So
I think that even today, when my UWM and I were in Madison, Wisconsin, and we were traveling to Atlanta, we were joking around. You know what I'm saying? And you know how him and I get when we together. We can get egotistical. So we were joking, and I was just look, if you want egotistical Drew to come out and joke with you, I got you. But then I don't want to be having these conversations later on. You know what I'm saying? But I forgot what transpired, but something had happened. And I was like, hey, nothing to do with you, everything to do with me. But what you're saying towards me, I don't accept that. I don't receive that.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? And he was like, respect. He looked at me and was like, respect, I appreciate you. And then there was a stewardess behind us, and she was like, ooh, someone's done their therapy. Someone's in psychology.
Yeah, blocking those unwanted projections.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I felt so loved for me to tell somebody I don't receive that. And then for them to be I respect that. But I remember times where we were in rooms that we couldn't do that. I was in rooms where I could tell somebody that hurts my feelings, or that makes me really mad. And they'd be like, it doesn't matter.
Or they say, no, it doesn't. Because I used to be one of the people that used to tell you that sometimes.
Yeah.
I was told that. That didn't hurt your feelings.
Yeah. How do you have a right to tell me what you did and didn't do to my feelings? They're my feelings,
Yeah.
I'm just super proud of you, bae. I'm super proud of our children. I'm super proud of where we are for space right now. It's unbelievable to me. I feel very blessed, and I feel very honored and privileged, for you to be side by side on the computer screen and in person. I'm really loving it. Well, I know you're nursing with baby, and we're doing this digitally. Kina's out. She's focusing on her health today.
Shout out to Kina.
Super big shout out to Kina from Rougie Wellness. Yeah, we about to, for those of you who watch the podcast, we're about to kill this Game by Local Leadership Conference. So
yes, please be sure to get your tickets. Is there still time to buy tickets?
If we I don't know how this is gonna work, but if we release this podcast before Tuesday, they can still buy tickets. Speaking about building, developing, and retaining a team that feels safe and supported, the psychology behind leadership, connecting with people with different abilities and disabilities. It's gonna be phenomenal. It's gonna be real phenomenal. So, all right. I am not the best at this. Please give me grace, y'all. You can find us on all platforms. Spotify, Apple Music. I almost said iTunes. iHeartRadio. What else, babe?
I'm not good at that one.
We on all platforms.
But we're on Facebook, Instagram.
The good, the bad.
The breakthrough.
The good, bad, and the breakthrough. Episode 18. Holler back, y'all. Enjoy. We'll see you soon.